Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Tomorrow, the 19th, after the Heat-Laker game, we'll be having a live chat. So don't miss that because it'll be a great thing like we used to do during the finals last year. We had tons of people coming. Everybody can ask questions and I'll answer them. We'll go over the game, we'll go over the NBA, anything you like. So don't forget, join us tomorrow night after the Lakers-Heat game. We'll do a post-game chat. Well, I got to go through the game, the Heat game versus the Spurs from last night, and it was a tale of two halves. It's a real pleasure watching Popovich and the Spurs run their stuff. On the road, they get great shots, they stick together, and they can plug guys into their system and teach them how to play a role. And that is why guys like Neal and Leonard and Hill and all these guys can keep coming in here and continue that good play by the Spurs. That said, they're still adjusting and figuring out how to completely stay together because that third quarter by the Heat was a doozy, and LeBron James is putting his own special stamp on this season. Kobe be damned. So we'll show you what happened across those halves and how LeBron was able to turn this game around single-handedly. The Spurs waste no time getting into their offensive set and around the world for Parker. Here they get a double screen near the free throw line, but they can also get a down screen from Kawhi Leonard as well. Parker opts to come around, beautiful hesitation, gets the basket, forces rotation, and they get a wide open layup. In stark contrast, the Heat opt to do a risky alley-oop play to start the game, and Tim Duncan is there to knock it away. Watch how DeJuan Blair sprints to the floor, gets great position in the paint. You can't stop him if he catches the ball that close. The Heat are an exceptional defensive team, except for defending the spot-up shots, which means they don't always close out well. Here, they don't close out at all on Tony Parker, and he nails a shot. The Spurs want to isolate LeBron James on Leonard. So, the Spurs don't care about Joel Anthony at all. You'll see Tim Duncan come over and shadow LeBron, but why does Joel Anthony come over and get in the way? They get good ball movement and an open three anyway. The Heat are also not terrific at guarding the shooter off of a screen. Here you'll see Tim Duncan screen LeBron James and he's slow getting over to stop that three. The Spurs like to run curls for Tony Parker with Tim Duncan screening down. This plays into the Heat's hands because they're great at rotating. Joel Anthony comes over and Bosh comes over to watch Tim Duncan. However, Tim Duncan hits an awkward but good shot out of that offense. One of the reasons the Heat got down by so much early were uncharacteristic plays by their stars. Here, Chris Bosh going to his left loses the ball, and when you let Tony Parker come down the floor in the open court, it's as good as in. While Chris Bosh did a nice job scoring in the first half, he just was a little bit out of it. Here he misses a beautiful pocket pass from LeBron and fumbles it, and when he goes to his right this time, loses the ball again without that much pressure, and here comes Mr. Parker right down the court getting you another basket. Again, watch Joel Anthony and how much of a liability in offense he is. They literally leave him open and he's got terrible hands. He scores anyway despite himself. On this pick and roll with Duncan and Parker, the Heat are in great position to hedge and take away everything. So the Spurs do a smart thing. They back it up, bring it way over to the right side for a better angle, and get Tony Parker running. Now, the hedge wasn't quite there, and when he's hitting that kind of shot, forget about it. With an 11-point lead, Popovich puts three of his starters on the bench to save them in this long season. And it appears to pay off as the Spurs continue to run good, well-designed sets. Here they're going to run a screen and roll on the right side, forcing the Heat to come over and help. But watch LeBron James not rotate down, he's just kind of standing there, and there's Green in the corner wide open for a three. The Heat continued to make uncharacteristic plays in the first half that contributed to their deficit. Here you'll see LeBron James get right to the basket for a layup but just blow it. If you want to learn how to move without the ball, watch Tony Parker on this play. A simple down screen, Shane Battier out of position should be 2 steps over to his right, and Norris Cole should be underneath that screen. He hits the brakes, cuts back door, and no one can stop Tony Parker for that layup. Beautiful. It's not just Parker, watch newcomer Danny Green. He starts a zipper cut, hits the brakes, cuts right back door, and gets a beautiful pass, and they have to foul. Without a training camp, we're seeing a lot more crazy sequences like this with turnovers and missed layups and back to turnovers. And this is the problem without proper preparation time. The Heat were unwilling to double Duncan down low in the post, and in his awkward way, he was very effective in the first half, hitting shots. For me, I like to see people run out of bounds plays and get a shot right away. Here they ISO for LeBron on top, and against a good team like the Spurs, it's not an easy finish. Popovich is such a good teacher and their system is so good, they can teach almost anybody how to come in and be an effective player. Here they run pinch posts around, get beautiful ball movement across the perimeter, and a guy like Leonard, who's a rookie, can look like a veteran knocking down shots. Here's where the wheels started to fall off. Bosh hammers Tony Parker on a steal. No call, you're on the road, it happens. And here comes the Heat racing down the court, and they don't do a bad job defending the pick and roll. Parker almost gets that steal, but instead dives by and Bosh gets another jumper. The Heat adjust by getting really aggressive on defense. Watch Joel Anthony as he double teams the ball off of this double curl and then goes and doubles Duncan in the corner. Everyone rotates and Duncan has nowhere to go. At this point, the only thing holding back the Heat offense is Joel Anthony's hands. Without Dwayne Wade and down by 10 in the third, LBJ takes it upon himself to attack the rookie Kawhi Leonard, and there's his first jumper. The Spurs come back down and do get an open shot by Jefferson, but watch his form as his right wrist will rotate to the left after the release. It's pretty ugly, and it doesn't get anywhere close. The Heat clear out again for LBJ against Leonard. There's no help because they're all on the right side, and he pulls up for another jumper. Leonard doesn't help himself either. In the transition, he's going to foul the three-point shooter and give him 3 free throws with no time off the clock. This time they're going to send Tim Duncan over to help out on LeBron, and I want you to watch on the drive how Tony Parker just stands there, doesn't rotate down, should have gotten a hand on that pass, but instead it's a dunk. So here's where it gets a little bit ridiculous. They spread the floor again to isolate LBJ, and he just pulls up for a 3 with a hand in his face. So Tony Parker is definitely frustrated and wants to make a play. Watch Chris Bosh do a nice job hedging on the screen and roll and chasing him down. He misses a wide open Tim Duncan on the top and forces a bad shot in the perimeter. To make matters worse, here comes LBJ again, who breaks his man down off a quick screen and just nails another 3. The Spurs are hanging together though, and they're still running their sets. They get a quick nice pinch post here with Danny Green, but he misses the easy shot along the baseline, and if you do that on the road against someone like LeBron James in the Heat, here he comes for the third 3 in a row. There ain't nothing you're going to do about that. For some reason, Bonner was involved in a couple crucial turnovers. This one was really a crucial one, and earlier in the first half, they couldn't even make a pass to him in the corner. So now they're going to ride LeBron James as far as they can take it, and there's Splitter not coming up the hedge and letting him shoot it. So we'll see LeBron do his own version of Mamba. There it is. Danny Green has been a pleasant surprise for the Spurs, but he isn't quite ready for prime time yet as he goes to the basket and gets stripped. And when you get stripped there, it's going to be an easy run out for the Heat, where they finally get the ball back to Chalmers for a 3. I think Chalmers should give LBJ part of his salary because he sets him up so much. And again, Danny Green on the weak side, I want you to watch how nonchalant he is coming around this screen on Shane Battier, and this is going to be a nail in the coffin. He gets this easy curl, gets an easy layup, and the game is over. So there you have it, sports fans. Don't miss us tomorrow night after the Heat-Laker game for a live post-game chat. I'll be tweeting during part of the game. And also, don't forget to go over to PatriotHoopSquad.com. Huge league game tonight versus El Camino, and a huge game on against Taft on Friday. Taft hasn't lost a league game for over 70 games. So let's see if we can take him. That said, don't forget to miss a lot more. We're going to talk about Rubio and Love coming up very shortly on B-Ball Breakdown. And don't forget, it's not a channel, it's a conversation. You win,